What's up everybody, back with another video. If you saw the last one, you know that our garage is having a little bit of a switch up right now. Went through it, the RS3 is gone. We got something new in front of us right now. We got the 350Z still here, and we got something new right here. So we went into it in the last video a little bit why our time with the RS3 came to an end. I've loved every single mile that I put onto the car. It was a great car, but it was just time for it to go. I had 40,000 miles at stage 2, so something was starting to give a little bit. We had my coolant pump starting to go, and that's a whole engine out type of service. So that was, I think I got quoted $3K for that. I needed new wheels, I needed new tires, I needed, I didn't really need new wheels, but I needed new tires, I needed a new windshield because it was cracked. I really needed the tires, that was the real bad thing. And then there's a lot of cosmetic things just to get the car perfect. It would have been a couple $1,000s. And plus, as a car person, I want to try a lot of things just like you. There's plenty of other vehicles out there, brands out there that we want to experience. And for me, I've always wanted to try a lot of the big German guys. I started off with my Mercedes C250 Coupe. That was a great experience, luxury. Then we moved over to the RS3, and that was wonderful. That thing was fast, Audi, great, sporty, wonderful luxury car. And then next we're on I think you see a trend here, we're doing a little German tour. So my German tour always consisted of Mercedes first, Audi, and then BMW, there's a little hint right there, and then Porsche to end it all right off. So that's the ultimate for a lot of people I know. And then a lot of people, they think that Porsche isn't the exact what they want, and there's other echelons obviously beyond a Porsche. But for me, I think my German tour is that lineup right there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and show you the new car. We got a brand new M2. This thing's beautiful. So here she is, my brand new G87 M2. I've been in love with this car ever since I got it. It's been about 2 months with this car. I'm well past the break-in service at this point, and I've just been learning and experiencing the car. Completely different than the RS3. This thing's squirrely, rear-wheel drive, and we got the manual, so it's completely different than the DCT in the Audi. You got to kind of figure out the shifting points, and then on top of everything, it's different than the manual with the Nissan, because this is just so much more modern. You have the rev matching, you have the uphill assists, they have plenty of new technology features that this car does not have. So initially I was looking for a G80, G82, G83. I really wanted to get into the G80X platform in general, just because not only that everybody's getting into it, it just seemed like a solid, reliable platform that you could get in and not do too many mods and be really fast and fun and have all the new technology. That was one of the biggest things for me. The RS3 started feeling a little dated. It was a 2019, so a lot of the Apple CarPlay and all that stuff was a lot jankier, honestly. The screens were smaller, it was slower, it wasn't wireless. There's plenty of reasons that the technology in the RS3, at least the one that I had, the 2019 version, the 8V, it wasn't for me. It was for me back then, but it's time for something new. So it was time for something else, and the G80X platform really was attractive. Like I said previously, I really wanted to move into BMW, but I really wanted to get a G80 initially because that's the most similar, I would say, next to the RS3. We had the 4 doors, we had the all-wheel drive, because I would have definitely got the competition X-Drive version of the M3 M4 convertible. And that's the other option right there, was I might have wanted to trade in both of these cars so I can combine them into one. So I was really looking at the G83s. Those things were awesome, but if I got the G83, I or M3 even, matter of fact, I really wanted bucket seats. And in the used market, I really couldn't find too many with the bucket seats that had all the other options that I wanted. But at the end of the day, we were speccing out a G80 at the dealership, and while I was there, this was just sitting there looking at me. And honestly, it was a 3-month wait, and it would have been great, but it would have been also another $40,000 on top of this car. So I figured, hey, this car is beautiful, it's my favorite color, red, and it has all the options. It's the G80X platform, it has the S58 engine, it has all the tunability, all the modifiability, and all the daily driver attributes that you could want at the end of the day. So this car really was checking a lot of the boxes, and plus it's a rear wheel drive manual car. And I have other cars that I have access to. I have my fiance's car. I have other cars that I can easily access on a rainier or a more less opportune day for driving. So yeah, we could definitely, and because I do drive, I daily drive, I have a daily commute every day. I wanted something that was relatively easy to daily drive, and I think for the past 2 months, albeit it was nicer weather, this thing has been perfect. It's been through rainstorms, it's been through even a little tiny snowstorm, not really a storm, but a little snowfall, if you will. But it's been great. I have had no issues with it. This thing is fast and quick and pretty much has no other issues that I've experienced so far with it. Do I regret not getting the M3 or M4? Like I said, 2 months with the car, so far, no regrets. I love this thing. M3 would have been nice, but like I said, do I really ever use the back seats? No. Rear wheel drive has been so fun. I know the M3 competition, you can switch off the rear wheel, switch off the front wheels, so you're just pure rear wheel drive. But at the end of the day, I have better things to spend the money on. So I could better deploy that cash towards other investments in other parts of my life and getting married. I have better things to spend the money on rather than a car and tying it up there. So this car, for that reason and that reason alone, I don't regret at all. I'm loving it. There's really not too many reasons why, other than X-Drive, that I would personally want a BMW M3 or M4 at this point. The car's exactly the same. There's little tidbits, but that comes with me choosing the manual option. Speaking of options, the couple options that I really wanted to get were the bucket seats, like I mentioned, and the M2 does have the carbon buckets as an option, but it's a part of a package that's a $10,000 package, or approximately. And like I said, this car was already on the showroom floor. I would have had to wait three additional months, and I would have had to pay that $10,000, which at that point I would have just got the G80 or the G83. So with that specific option, I really don't regret. These seats are so comfortable. They're wonderful. They definitely don't hug you as much as the carbon buckets would in some spirited driving, but for the most part they're comfortable and I have no qualms with them at all. So the next option that I really kind of wanted, but honestly it's a debate because I am a sunroof guy. I love a convertible, is this carbon roof. You could get the carbon roof. Once again, it's a part of that whole package too, but that's the one option you can get, not the one, it's an option that you can get separately from the whole carbon package. And some people really do like it, some people don't. I think it's like 17 kilograms at the top that you save if you have the carbon roof, but I really do enjoy the sunroof. I use it very often. It just brightens up the cabin space really, and then at night it just, once again, it opens up this cabin space so you can look up the stars and just get some air in. If you don't want to roll down the windows a little bit, if you don't want to roll down the windows all the way. So those two options were definitely two little things that I really wanted, but I'm okay honestly with not getting them. And like I said, I don't regret this version, this spec of the car at all. As you'll see from some B-roll that I'll show you, I have the red and blue interior. I have they only come with the new updated iDrive 8s, and the one thing with that we'll get into later is climate control. It's annoying, but you get used to it. Other than that, this car has been amazing. I really have no issues with it so far. It's squirrelier than the RS3. You can get into corners a lot easier would be the word, but it's a lot funner as well. You can do donuts in this thing. You could not do donuts in the RS3. So these are all reasons why I love this car. So as far as first mods for this platform goes, pretty much every car I know of gets these mods right off the bat for me. Get some Seta tints, usually 20 all around, which is exactly what I went here, and then a little decal to show off the Heady Garage channel and Instagram pages. As you know, maybe you don't, I make car parts, I make little things here and there, so this next project is for the M2. So far we've made some mud flaps that just protects the entire side of the car, and whoever's behind you if you're on a car rally or something like that, just protects you. So we got the front and we got the rear mud flaps, and then we also have a little cooler guard. So I don't know why from factory BMW doesn't include a mesh grille protector for up here, and we went ahead and made one. So it's protecting that the air cooler back there and the top of the oil cooler. And then we're also going to go ahead and eventually make one for the bottom for the oil cooler, just to protect that as well, just because it's so exposed, and you don't want anything happening to that, because that'd be a very bad day. So, and then of course we'll move to the back, and we start working on our diffuser sets to see how that looks, just to extend the rear end a little bit, just to make it a little bit more bold. And then we have a few more mods coming that I'm not making myself. It's just easier for me to purchase on at this point. So for right now, we have a bunch of stuff at the back end. We have a little wing, we have some carbon bits that we'll get into at some point. I can show you the whole box, whole slew of boxes I have back there. But at the end of the day, we're gonna slap everything on one by one. I know there's a big debate going on the DDE channel for, do you want to go looks first or do you want to go performance first? Me personally, I'm going to stagger it. I'm going to trickle in both along the way, but I think if I had to choose, I would go looks first and then performance, because this car is already fast. I'm sure this car can be a lot faster, and there's plenty of other faster cars out there, but for me, this thing's great, squirrely, fast. Now we just got to make it look really good and not stop good. Alright, so as you might be able to see, this is not the stock rear end, but it's complete stock diffuser on the M2. We made our adapted AutoWorks changes. So far you can see these are prototypes still, so we're still figuring out the shape, we're still figuring out the size, how much to embellish the rear end. So far it looks pretty good. We got the shape of the original OEM diffuser pretty spot on, so our fitment's pretty flush. Now we just, like I said, we just have to figure out the shape of our actual diffuser, how much we want it to protrude, how sharp we want it to come down, and all the little good things that we want to kind of add some flair to the rear end of this car. So for right now, this is coming along nicely. Like I said, we got a rear wing coming, some rear, couple other rear bits. We have some carbon coming in right over there, and yeah, we'll see what comes up at the end of the day. So let's talk mods. We're gonna go ahead and do a little bit to this car initially. Like I said, as far as carbon, we're gonna add a carbon piece up here and a little wing over there and a couple tidbits in the back, like I mentioned. And then we're gonna go ahead and add side skirts. We're gonna add a little rear side skirt, front lip, and then we're gonna lower the entire thing. What we're gonna do more than likely will be a set of coilovers, but once again, I don't know. What we're gonna end up doing is anybody's guess, because right now we have the option of springs, height adjustable springs, and then we have coilovers, obviously in that order of expensiveness. So springs you can get done for 400 bucks, height adjustable springs you can get for 1,000, and the coilovers like 3. So it's different price points. Right now I'm really leaning toward the Haas kit, KW Haas, or AST I think has one too, but we'll see what brand we go with. There's a lot of brands out there at this point for this platform, and honestly, a lot of people recommend a lot of different things. So we're gonna do our research, see what we like the best, what drops the nicest, but with the height adjustable, at least you have the option to lower and rise as you want. So we're gonna more than likely, like I said, go with the Haas kit. So for right now, we're at this stock ride height. Definitely needs to be lowered, and we need spacers to bring it out. Wheels, I don't know what we're doing for wheels. My old set of roadies will definitely fit on here, so we'll probably toss them on here one day just to see what they look like. I think they'll probably look pretty sweet. And then as far as other mods, we're going to do an intake just to liven up the sound a little bit. It is fairly tame. We'll throw in some clips of exhaust that I've done in the past, so you'll see what it sounds like stock. As you can see, it doesn't sound the best, but we can definitely do stuff to make it better. There are some that sound incredible. We're going to start off with the mid pipe and the valve controller. That way we just open her up a little bit, and then we'll move into down pipes and all that other good stuff. But I definitely want to get intakes as well. So I'll just open up the sound a little bit. Not the best once again, but we'll put an intake on it and we'll put some mid pipes and a valve controller. From my understanding, the valves are only 60% of the way open currently. You can make them fully open with that valve controller, and a mid pipe will just kind of round out the sound a little bit, give it that deep throaty tone that everybody seems to love. At least I do. And then after that, we'll definitely, like I said, we'll do ground effects and all that stuff as far as the aesthetics go. But for performance, we're doing intake. We'll do maybe down pipe, mid pipe, piggyback at first, and then we'll probably move over to something a little bit crazier. Will I ever femto unlock this thing? For right now, no. 3 years down the line, if I still love this car, yeah, sure, maybe. At that point, we're gonna probably make some real power with this thing. So, but who knows where I'm gonna be on my automotive journey at that point. We might have this, we might have a Lambo, we might have a Koenigsegg, who knows? Always think for the best. Yeah, at the end of the day, I love this thing. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna drive the crap out of it, and it's gonna be a perfect daily driver. So far, it has been. Every day in this platform. I'm excited to grow in this platform, continue my automotive journey. Now I have two 6-speed rear-wheel drive 2-door cars in the garage. It's an experience to say the least. So when it's sunny, I take out her, and when I want to go a little bit faster, I take out her. The 350Z, just to throw it in, I'm going to keep stock for right now. I have no intention to modify it other than possibly suspension. I don't know if I want to go OEM, keep it completely stock, or do a nice set of coilovers on it. Like I said, if I did ever modify it, this would just be the best of the best on the 350Z, just because I really do think this car is gonna be somewhere in a lot of people's hearts in the future, and they'll pay a nice penny for it. But I don't know, I might be wrong. Who knows with that car? I'm still gonna enjoy it, and at the end of the day, they're both my babies. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and be on the lookout for new content. We're gonna be putting out stuff consistently, and this car is gonna be crazy very fast. Peace.